I've been on a quest lately to get the absolute perfect sear on a ribeye steak. I'm talking a perfect little bit of crunch, kind of like crispy bacon. It's like the point where you're right before the burning stage, but you have just a beautiful, crunchy, crispy crust on that baby. Flavor is perfect, the juiciness is good, but the texture is what brings everything together and makes it awesome. That's the quest I've been on. I just came back inside from putting 3 choice ribeyes from Sam's Club on my 600-degree steel griddle plate. It was awesome. It's the closest I've ever gotten to the perfect sear. The quest is approaching perfection. We're getting closer to what I would consider to be my perfect steak. Let me show you how I did it this time. All right, 600 degrees. Choice ribeyes, nothing but pink Himalayan sea salt and umami powder. Trying to flip those caps towards the hotter part of the griddle, which right now is the right side. Probably try 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes if I can get that without burning them. We'll flip them and then we'll move them to indirect after they have 90 to 2 minutes on the other side. This should be amazing. All right, first flip, 2 minutes in. I wish you could see in real life how crusty and dry this crust looks. Really awesome. Definitely crunchy as I'm hitting it with my tongs. Can't wait to try these babies. They look absolutely incredible. All right, full disclosure, I've already had dinner since we cooked these things, and these babies were awesome. It is the best crust I have achieved yet. It's not perfect, but we're getting up in the B+ range. You might be thinking, B+, that doesn't sound very good. Listen, these were awesome. But if I call this an A, then what happens when I improve it next time? So this was definitely a B+, which is a great grade for me. We'll call that low 90s. Maybe give me a 92%. It had crunch even after I had let it sit for 20-25 minutes, and it looked like the juice was pooling up again. Amazingly, these babies still had some crunchiness to them. They were awesome. Nice pink on the inside. Now I'm still experimenting with crust, so my main focus on these steaks is getting an awesome crust without burning the steak or without overcooking it too much. Once I get the crust perfected, then I'll start honing in on trying to get that perfect 125 to 130 internal temp. I got pretty close to that tonight. These were in the 140 range, internal, 140-ish. Let me just get a bite for you right here from the rib cap. Good fatty juiciness. It is so good. Even after almost an hour and a half that this baby's been resting, it still has crunch to it. And it had even more when we first ate it an hour ago. Now for these, all I did was pink salt and some of that umami powder that I ordered off of Amazon. I'll put a link down below. I think the brand name was Taki, T-A-K-I-I, but I'll look that up and put it down below for sure. But just that simple, salty, umami goodness together was awesome. Really highly recommend this. Do it up. I didn't add any seasoning. After the cook, I was planning on putting some barbecue rub on them, but I actually just let them be, rolled with them like they were. Really awesome. Highly recommend it. Get yourself a cast iron pan. Get yourself a steel griddle. Whatever you got to do to get a 600, 650 degree surface. Put an awesome crust on some steaks. Put them right on cold and raw. I didn't let them come up to temp. I seasoned them. I let that salt and that umami powder sit on them just while I was getting the charcoal hot. And I got that griddle nice and hot, and boom, threw the cold steaks right on there. 2 minutes each side, and then probably took another 8 minutes or so on indirect for them to come up to about 130, 140 internal. So highly recommend. We're getting closer to the perfect sear and the perfect ribeye.